Hey guys, welcome back to this crazy messy desk that I'm working at right now. I do have an update finally for my mold that I made for those arm pistons that I showed in the previous video. So here's how the mold came out. You can see it's got the pre-cut lines. It looks jaggedy, but they line up perfectly, which was the plan. And I have pulled my first parts out of the mold, which look like this, and they function. They have a metal tube inside. They have a metal tube in this half and a metal tube in this half. And then I just used some flashing to make the tabs for this version. In the future, I may use a thicker piece of aluminum and cut them out more carefully. But I figured this is going to work for this project. So this is the rear piston, and this is the front piston right here. They work good. They have a little suction, so I probably have to drill a tiny hole through the end just so that they don't, if it feels like an air shock for like a bicycle or something, but it has almost like a dampening action. So I need to put a little hole in the end so that the air can escape, because you can see it, if I pull this out, it sort of goes back on its own because of the suction. But overall, they came out awesome. Now, the things that are wrong, my flashing was a little too big for the tab. That's okay. And what else? What else had happened? The tabs that I did for these, again, these are sort of like a temporary fix. I think the one on this piece, it didn't hook in all the way, so I kind of have to, I'm going to probably drill a little pin through the bottom so it doesn't slide around. But it came out really, really nice. So inside of these pieces, it looks basically like this. Again, this is temporary, but I'm going to do the one for the second arm. There's the outer tube and the inner tube. And then I have like a little wrapped piece here that I put around the end. This becomes the tab. It just goes inside the tab because all it does is just reinforces it from pulling. It doesn't need very much. Technically, I should probably drill a tiny hole through here and peg this in place so it doesn't slide around. Or glue it maybe. And on this end, I just have another piece of flashing. And it's just in a little Y shape right now, but basically that would fold in just like that, just to help reinforce those little tabs. So the tabs look the same. You just drill a tiny hole, and then all the pressure is taken off and put onto these tabs, and that keeps those plastic parts from breaking, even though they look functional. And I've bent down I've just sort of crimped the end here so this piece can't pull out. So that's basically how the internals are built. Now, in order to prevent this from sticking, what I've done is on this inner stanchion here, is that what it's called? Or that's the outer one. I don't remember. But on the inner part, the inner tube, I have used a little bit of sonite wax, which you've probably seen before in my videos. I use for mold release. And I've just brushed on the inner part. So when this whole thing is in the mold, I pour the resin in. It covers everything. But where the wax is, it doesn't stick. So I can remove this, and then the resin comes right off of the metal. And I've got a working part, which again looks like these guys right here. So it's awesome. I'm very happy with the way these came out, and they look better than my previous 3D printed ones by a lot. They look actually very nice. They look very nice in person. There's a couple little tabs from the 3D print support structure that I could have cleaned up a tiny bit better, but they will come off in like a half second with an X-Acto knife. And they're on the bottom where nobody can really see them anyway. So this is the top side. There's only one seam line, and it's on the inside bottom. So everything on the outside is nice and clean. And yeah, that is it. So I got to make another set of these right now. And then I'm going to get into doing some 3PO eyes, which work right now, but they're a little too white. I don't want them to be yellow and crazy, but they need to be a little bit warmer. So I have an idea of how I'm going to fix that. I'll make another video on that if anybody's interested. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys probably soon with an eye video. Have fun. Bye.